Okay, so hello class, my name is Brayden Eades. Normally I'm not good at these type of things, but here we are because we have to do it anyways. So I'm here with my lovely friend Michaela.
Hello.
I'm just clarifying that this podcast will be shared with my class, but they can't see you, it's just your voice.
Perfectly fine.
So, to start off, can you describe your family demographic in detail?
So I've actually got a blended family. So my mom is Caucasian. She identifies as white, and my black is an African American male. I've grown up with my white side of the family, and on my white side of the family, I have three sisters. We are all different ethnicities, except for me and my oldest. We are both biracial. One of my sisters is Persian, and the other one is fully white. On my dad's side of the family, I have one sister, and she is completely African American.
Definitely different than my family.
Absolutely.
I love it though. It's like variation. It's not boring.
No, not at all.
So, what would be like the values or traditions you have in the family that you hang out with, like the side you hang out with?
We don't really have many traditions anymore. Our biggest traditions was with my grandmother. We made it a point to be wherever she was for any holiday, regardless of how the family was at that time. You know, all families argue.
Yes.
My family more than others, I believe. But since she's passed, I wouldn't say we have many traditions outside of that. We're lake people in the summer. The whole family is always at the lake. Other than that, I can't think of very many that we do have.
Could you think of any strengths or weaknesses that your family goes through, like on a daily basis?
I would say a weakness for my family is making time for each other since my grandmother has passed. Since she passed away, the family is completely separated in every way possible. We rarely talk to that side of the family. So, yeah, I think our grandmother was our like centerpiece of the family. So we're missing that. There's not much going on.
Would you say, which, try to put this in a nice way, but would you say that
Go for
you
it.
have any challenges in society now as you being African American?
Me being African American in my blended family, absolutely. I would say from, a very young age, having a white mother and my white mom walking around with almost all of her kids being biracial, she was definitely looked at different, especially having, four different kids, four different dads, whatever the case may be. But I also think the bigger thing is she was a single mom with that many kids. And when she first got pregnant, she was 16 with my oldest sister, who is also biracial, and she was actually kicked out of her own house because of it. So I would say, times have changed, but it's still hard, especially for my mom.
Yeah, I think that society definitely has opinions that they should not have, because I think if you have a blended family, a normal family, white, purple, whatever you want to be, I think that it's nice to just have a loving, open family. And I think
Absolutely.
that you all have a really good dynamic of that.
I believe we do too. There's a lot of different kinds of people in my family.
Oh, yes.
But I think it's great. We've got, I guess what do they say? They say 3 Christmases is better than one. 3 Thanksgivings are better than one.
Yes.
Whatever, how it goes.
Yes. What would you say that the best part about being African American is in a society, with how you can put awareness forward of equality? Like, how does your family push that?
I would say us being a blended family in general pushes that towards society, because we're here regardless. Like, there's nothing anyone can really do about that. I'd also say me and my family are very big what is the word I'm looking for? We advocate for BLM, especially, even though all of my family is not Black, and I am not fully Black. But we see the discrimination that, I get and my sisters get alone. And especially being with our mom and our other white side of the family, we're always kind of looked at in a way, even by some family members. My mom is the only granddaughter with biracial kids. So, we're kind of pushed off to the side a little bit, which is another reason that my family is more separated now that my grandmother's not here.
Yeah, I don't understand people in that way. I
think family is family. I believe that people should see in color so that they can see the differences, or like how people are treated differently and how things are different. And I will also want to say, like, people shouldn't see color, but it is a problem socially, and I do believe it should be frowned upon more, I think.
I kind of see it as, like, you shouldn't see color as in, like, a racial way, like, as in a judgmental way, but you should see it like, oh my gosh, they're different, let me learn about it, let me accept it.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that which things have changed.
Absolutely.
But I still think that this world needs more help.
We need a lot of help.
Yeah, just a little bit.
In every aspect.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that you were a great advocate for this because you are free to speak, and I knew that if I either worded something wrong or if I was curious about something, that you'd be open to answering it.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that you would add that your family sticks out more than any other family?
I would also go back to the fact that my mom, she's an amazing woman, but I will say all four of my sisters, we all four have different dads. We all look different at the same time. We all look like my mom. Her genes are very, very strong. I think her just having four girls and doing it on her own for the most part is something that separates our entire family from most families. I mean, people say that they hear it all the time, but, I've lived through it, and I can't say that I've met another family as blended as mine. There's a lot of people in our lives, a lot that we're not actually blood related to, but still love us as their own, still take care of us as their own. And I believe that my mom has a big part in that. But there are some good people there. I have a lot of fathers, a lot of stepmoms, and they take care of me as their own. So I feel like that's what separates us the most from other quote unquote blended families.
I love that. Would you say that your family now, either side, made you a better person today?
Absolutely. Just being able to see the different races and how, like, the two different sides of my family acts, it's given me a very different perspective on, I want to say both sides, but you're not supposed to look at it as like your black side or your white side. Yes. But that is kind of how I look at it. Just because, I was raised with my mom's side, which is my white side of the family, but, I also know my black side and I get to know them. And I don't pick sides, but I do see the difference in the two sides and like what is different. To each their own. I'm not gonna talk down on anything, but there is a extreme difference, and it's kind of hard to cope with sometimes. And when I was younger, it was definitely hard to separate my time, because you can't choose your family. You love them regardless. You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I feel with like a lot of family, which I've said this to a couple people in my family. You can choose to love them, but you don't have to like them.
Absolutely.
And that's the mindset that a lot of people go into.
Yeah, when I say family, I mean my mom and my sisters as a whole. That's when I say family, I mean them. I don't mean like, my aunts and great aunts and whatever the case may be. Because as I said, me and my siblings are not accepted by our whole family. But so when I do say family, I mean my mom and us solely.
Yes. Well, I just want to thank you so much for doing this on short notice.
Absolutely,
and thank
Bray.
you for being so open. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.